How we doing? It's your boy Bry. We're out here and it's the calm after the storm, so to speak. We're headed down to the local grocery store to get us some fish. I'm gonna go get some haddock and make some haddock. Got some jasmine rice and a little bit of cilantro. But yeah, finally the snow stopped, people. We've got a situation that we got quite a little bit of snow piled up, quite a little bit of snow in the driveways we had to clear out, but that's the deal. But hopefully we can get back on these airlines, get open back up so we can get on the highway and get down to the great state of Texas and start making some more cabbage. You know what I mean? But for now, we're here and we're going to make sure everything's squared away at the compound and make sure that firewood and everything's good, get us through this cold snap. And it's quite a winter wonderland right now. But this is your boy Bry, just giving you an update. There's a lot of trees I see hanging, and I'm hoping that the power don't go out, because the next couple of days it's supposed to get down real cold. And I'm thinking of all these people that that aren't as prepared, so to speak. But I see they got tractors out right now. People got tractors and they front loaders. But yeah, you got to be careful on this type of highway. You got to be watching your P's and Q's, and you've got to say to yourself, make sure you have enough kibbles and bits in the cabinet, so to speak. But let's not let this snowstorm detract us away from what the real important news of the day is, and that is that Donald Trump is making America great again, people, and you can actually feel it. It's in the air. Even though we have a storm, even though we have I would almost say a storm of snow magnitude of biblical proportion that we've had to deal with the last couple of days. This is like a once in every 50-year storm. America is being made great again, people. Let's be honest. We've got Elon Musk in there and Doge. They are exposing all kinds of corruption, all kinds of fraud, waste, and abuse of the American tax dollar. So at the end of the day, we're happy that we're starting to see some progress. No, I'm not going to stop buying eggs, even if they're still expensive. This situation of trying to avoid eggs, I think they, in a way, low-key, don't want you to have eggs, because they know that that's nature's superfood, and that gives you all the strength and endurance you need to handle yourself throughout the day. But instead, ever notice there's no shortage of Oreo cookies? There's no shortage of Little Debbie snacks. They're not burning factories and warehouses down that house these kind of poisons, so to speak. But at the end of the day, we've got JFK Jr. and we've got Elon Musk, we've got Donald Trump. The main character, the main person is Donald John Trump, and he is making this country already starting to become more great by the moment. I was in the airport the other day coming back from Denver, and I'm for United status, I have 1K, which is, if you know what that is, you know what that is. But you must fly a lot in order to get 1K, and which I do. But they didn't have the TSA pre-check stamped on my ticket. I get up to the counter, and this guy says to me, "Oh, you got to go get back in the other normal line because you don't have pre-check." And I said, "Well, actually, sir, I do have pre-check. I'm 1K, which that has a status of its own, but I also have global entry, which part of global entry is TSA pre-check. I mean, it goes fist and glove, so to speak." But he didn't know that, because at the end of the day, he's trying to just look at he's doing what the man's telling him to do. If it doesn't have that on there, you got to reject the person. Okay, fair enough. So I go back and I get the United agent to turn around and put it on my ticket to issue it so that it says pre-check. I go back, stand in line, and guy ahead of me had the same exact situation. So as he's walking away frustrated, I say to him, hey, you know, hopefully Donald Trump's going to fix this type of nonsense, because the next thing we need is, I didn't say that to him. I didn't say all that. I just said, hopefully Donald Trump's going to fix this. And this guy must have been a flaming liberal, because he snapped. No, the reason you like Donald Trump is you're a xenophobic. He went off, and he was a Gen Xer. I mean, he was a bad Gen Xer, but he was nonetheless, he was of that vintage. And I just laughed at him, because I'm like, oh, now I'm xenophobic and misogynistic and all this stuff because I love my country and I want my country to do great. But I just laughed at him, you know, because you got to remember, people, when you're in a circus, the rodeo clown is always the last one to laugh. You know what I'm saying? And two things I've always wanted. I wanted to own my own junkyard. That's always been a dream of mine. And I've also wanted to be a rodeo clown. And so to speak, I am in a way. I'm a rodeo clown. I'm always out on the circuit, and I'm always ready to grab the bull by the horn, so to speak, if you know what I mean. But anyway, this guy, he's aggravated. He leaves, and I do my thing. I get through TSA, and they have more people. Well, let me back up. When you go through TSA, a lot of people, maybe you guys don't fly, maybe you don't travel. When you go through TSA, they flag your bags for everything from a water bottle to, I mean, a handgun. You know what I'm saying? If they find something like that, it's like putting a feather in their hat. But full disclosure, I mean, I think you should be able to carry a handgun on a plane. I think if you're responsible enough with a handgun, and you have a Second Amendment right, then you should be responsible enough to carry it. Even though that's not the law, I think you should be able to. That being said, it is what it is. They don't let you do that. But anyway, they're pulling out of 10 people that went through the line, 8 of us are standing there waiting to get our bags manually checked by one person, and he's running ragged. I mean, this guy, it wasn't a bad guy. He was actually a pretty nice fella. He was going through the bags, trying to check everything. And let me give you a little tech tip, people. When some jackwagon gets his bag checked in front of you, and the guy's rifling through his underwear and his jock strap and everything else, and then he goes to and putting everything back, and then the next person, you're the next person in line, he wants to rummage through your belongings, and he wants to rummage through your, let's say, your snacks and all that stuff that you carry with you. You just got basically the guy's gloves that just ran through the guy's jock strap all up over your food and everything else. So you have the right to make the guy change his gloves before he goes through your bag. You can say that. Excuse me, sir, I'm going to need you to change your gloves. And I've been through it round and round with the managers of the TSA, and they will sit right there and tell the employee, yes, they have the right to have you change your gloves. Now, they don't like to do that because obviously their hands are sweaty and you know, mom's spaghetti and the whole darn thing. But at the end of the day, they put the gloves on and their hands are all wet and sticky, and they don't, obviously they're not smart enough to put a little baby powder in their pocket so that they slide on and off easy. So they don't like to change them. Needless to say, they don't like to change them. But I make them change them. Before you rummage through my stuff, you see any of my food that I've got in my bag or whatever, you're not going to run through, after you just got done running through someone's jock strap and fingering every inch of his underwear, you're not going to run that on my food now. So I make them change it. So anyway, I'm thinking, what is in my bag that's going off, you know? Well, I forgot when I was in Denver, I grabbed some canned food just in case, you know, I like to be prepared. If I break down or whatever, I don't want to be, you know, looking under the seats of the vehicle to see if there's anything. I wanted to make sure I have something with me. So I turned around and had a can of, I think I had spaghetti. A can of spaghetti, like beef boyardee spaghetti or something like that, spaghetti and meatballs. And the guy turned around, he says, oh, that's too big of an amount. And I'm thinking to myself, too big of an amount? So what are you going to do with that? He goes, well, we're going to have to throw it out, sir. I said, well, why don't you guys come up with an idea where you can put all, okay, fair enough, you caught me, you know. I have food that's in a sealed container from a company. You know, let's first of all, let's start there. It's in a sealed container. It's factory original can. It's not something I put into a piece of Tupperware. I said, okay, I don't understand that, even though it's sealed, but whatever. I guess you could pull the lid off of it and use that like a fillet knife on the plane. I guess you could do that. If you're a mountain man, I guess you'd know that. But he's more concerned with the food. And I'm like, okay, cool. So what are you going to do with it? And he's like, we're going to have to throw it out. And I'm like, why don't you guys put a bin next to everybody that forgets their water bottles or their juice that ain't opened or their raviolis or whatever they're bringing with them, and you tell them they can't have them because you're the, let's just say they're the modern Stasi, okay? And you're saying you can't have that. Why don't you put that into a bin so that you could take that right down to the homeless shelter or the rescue mission and give it to them people? I mean, it's such a waste to throw that in the garbage like that. I mean, I'm not trying to sweat it. It was $1, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, someone would have made a nice meal out of that, you know? But needless to say, that is where we're at in America. Hopefully Donald Trump, if I have any pull, if I have any wild card up my sleeve, if anybody gets this to Donald Trump, please have him have Elon Musk go into the TSA and audit them people. I mean, if there's waste, abuse, and fraud, it's there, okay? They are wasting people's water bottles. They are wasting people's raviolis. They are wasting people's spaghetti, people. Think about that. That is not even American to waste spaghetti. But at the end of the day, we need Elon Musk, and we need him to audit the TSA. We need to actually, I would say, go so far as to disband and bar the TSA. And they're not doing anything but rubbing you down and hassling people, you know, at this point. I mean, who is thinking of doing anything other than the United States government back in the early 2000s? Them are the only ones that were thinking of doing anything with a plane. And so I say that the DOJ, or excuse me, DOGE, not the DOJ, the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, with the strict tutelage and expertise of Elon Musk and his dream team, okay, I hope that them 18, 19, 20-year-olds with Elon Musk, I hope that they get their act together and go into the TSA and shake them down, man. You know, at the end of the day, they shake everybody down every day. On the airplane, before you can get on there, they're running you through the rigmarole. But I would like to see Elon Musk show up and run them through the ringer, if you know what I mean. This is your boy, Bry. I've got to get on down the road. I got to go get this fish, and I got to get it cooked up tonight because your boy's been working all day, and I'm getting a little bit of hunger. You know what I'm saying? Little hunger pangs are coming in, and we've got to eat. I usually eat once a day, and I'm going to eat a high-protein diet. I mean, that's just what I do, people. But I got to get on down the road, and I've got to get this supplies, and we got to get on down back to the compound and get this stuff going. This is your boy, Bry. I'll talk to y'all later.